So we've all heard the saying, make the small decisions with your head and the big decisions with your heart. Now, as much as it's a beautiful sentence it is, and there's a lot of truth in their sentence, there's actually a process that we can follow that allows us to know if the decision that we're about to make, is it a good one or not? And this is what we're going to talk about this week. My name is Sara Gilbert, business strategist and mindset coach, and I help service-based entrepreneurs, leaders to achieve not just another level of financial success, but another level of accomplishment. So if this is you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button to be notified each time we release a new episode. As entrepreneurs, we've all had to make decisions, and really important one, and many of our decisions are actually against the grain. Now, we do follow our guts, we do follow actually and listen to the people around us, but how do we know that the decision that we're about to make is the right one? Well, there's actually a process towards it. And you've done that process in the past. So the process is your recipe of decision making. So here's how we do it. Go back to important decisions that you took in your life. It doesn't have to be in your business life, anywhere in your life. Important decisions. And how did you make those decisions? So if I give you an example from my personal life, a great decision that I made was to start my business. Now, how did I feel before making that decision, before making that jump? I was dying inside. In the corporate world, I was dying inside. It was just not me. Now, rationally, it did not make sense. It really did not make sense. I had a good job. I had all the flexibility in the world. And, by the books, it was good. So rationally, it did not make sense. And the people around me, what did they say? Sara, why? You have a good job. This is good. You should be satisfied with what you have. So there's a clue. I was dying inside. Rationally, it didn't make sense. And the people around me who wanted my safety said, you know what? Just be satisfied with what you have. Another huge decision that I made was a few weeks back, selling my house in the suburb and moving back into a city, downsizing significantly and going from owning my own house to renting. I just didn't want the hassle. So how did I feel of living in the suburb? I was dying inside. I was traveling 3 hours a day to be able to go and work downtown. I would drop off my kids at daycare with a little lunchbox with a piece of toast and oatmeal in there. They were the first ones in and the last one out. At the office, I was the last one in and the first one out to be able to travel and be back by daycare time turns around. When I decided to sell my house, rationally, it didn't make sense that I would sell my house. I could wait a couple of years, even building more equity in the house. It didn't make sense. I was at the point where I life where you should be owning your home. And the people around me were telling me, Sara, going back from selling the house to renting, it's like going backwards in life. Why don't you just, if the train is not so bad, you're sitting 1 hour in the train, you get to read, you get to do whatever you want. Why don't you just stay in that safe environment? Again, these three components. I was dying inside. Rationally, it didn't make sense, and the people around me wanted to keep me safe. Now, what does this say? This says that this is my recipe to know that I'm making the right decision. Is that where I am at and right now, I'm dying inside. Rationally, it doesn't make sense, and the people around me want to keep me safe. When I have these three components, I know that the decision that I'm about to make is the right one. So you see how that works? So we all have our own recipe of our decision-making process. There's something that you feel inside of you. There's a specific way that you were thinking about it. And there is a common message from outside of you. And once you identify those criteria, what happened in the decisions that you took in your life, you know your recipe. to making a right decision. And you know that if those 3 ingredients aren't there, that is not the right decision for you at this time anyhow. So there you have it. Decision making is not just an analytical or plus and minus and the advantages and disadvantages. We all have our own recipe for it. Now, your mission this week is to go back to take 2 or 3 of the best decisions you've ever taken in your life, in whichever area, not just business, whichever area. How did you feel? How did you think about it? And what were people around you saying? And you will find common elements, and that will be your recipe to make your right decision. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're looking for more tools to build and grow your service-based business, come on over to strategist.cc and join our community of like-minded entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs who decided that the status quo was not for them. And if you're here today, I guess you're one of them. I share resources, strategies to help you build your marketing strategy, be more effective and productive, and obviously mindset to build a growth mindset to build your ideal business. So now go out there, take those decisions, break them down, find your recipe, and make that happen. Because at the end of the day, we all know so much more is possible. Thank you for being here week after week, and I will see you next Tuesday.